Officially, thanks for the warm welcome and sun from Edinburgh here in Scotland. It's great to be here. We've travelled well, we're excited, and yeah, the locals are, there's a game on this week, we get reminded regularly, and yeah, looking forward to it. So any questions?
Scott, you had several injuries at the weekend, including several Barretts. How are they all getting on?
Yeah, Geordie got a scan today, so we'll find out a little bit more this afternoon. It's good as cut's healing. Well, he might be available for this weekend, and both of them won't be available for this weekend.
There's a lot of chat in Scotland every time we play the All Blacks that we've never beaten you in 120 years. Is that a record that you look at as something to regard with pride, or is it totally irrelevant this weekend?
Look, we're well aware of it, and we're proud of it, and we know the occasion and how big the occasion is this weekend, and we've canvassed it with the boys to make sure we're all aware. And yeah, there's been a few hell of a games in the last few, haven't there? It's come down to the wire. So, full respect, we've got a playing against a Scottish team with 8 Lions in it, and you know they're some generational players there. So it's going to be a game for the ages.
Did you? Sorry, just to clarify, you said both Scott and Geordie would be unavailable. Okay, so have you brought anyone in as like a backup reinforcement from the All Blacks 15?
Yeah, Josh Barrett will come in as training cover.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, cheers, TJ.
Is it just this weekend that those two are going to miss, or is there a possibility?
Oh, look, once we get the scan and see how the cut heals. So.
What was the issue with Geordie?
I had a bit of a high ankle and a bit of a knee that he was getting scanned. Oh, you saw the picture in it. He got hip dropped and landed on it and got a bit awkward there. Yeah.
This game's been sold out for a long time. There's a huge sense of anticipation whenever the All Blacks come to Scotland. Yeah. And they perhaps don't come as often as we would like to see them. do you sense, I know you've only been here a short while, but do you get a sense of anticipation in the city that this is exciting?
Yeah, shivers, for sure. When it was put in the calendar last year, you knew the enormity of it, and 100th international game as well, and they asked for us, so you realise the invitation's for a reason, and it's the occasion that you pay for as an All Black, and you want to be involved with, and obviously that's what international rugby is about testing yourself. So we'll certainly have that this weekend.
Have you been involved in a game in Murrayfield?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I played for the All Blacks in my career. It's 2001. Right. Yeah, 2001. Excuse the memory, but yeah, 2001. It was a slippery night, and yeah, it was a physical game. From memory, Tana scored. I think Jonah might have got over as well, but look, they definitely ticked the record box on that one. Yeah. A few games I've coached in between, but I knew it was a hugely passionate affair, and it's the same all this weekend.
Can I ask about you had a short spell at Ayr, didn't you?
I played for Ayr.
Can you tell us how that came about and what happened there?
Yeah, you've done your homework, haven't you? Look, Ayr were looking for a couple of reinforcements at the back end of their season, and went over as a 19-year-old. I was playing a little bit of rugby in Ireland, and then came over and had a great time. It was a great part of my life, and pretty carefree, and you're scoring tries under the Robbie Burns statue there, and everyone was pretty welcoming. It was quite tricky because they gave me £50 if you scored a try, and they'd give you the £50, but you had to shout at everyone, so you pretty much gave it straight back over the bar. It was well done, actually. It was I got return on investment. It was a really great experience, and fond part of my life, and really enjoyed Scotland. Yeah.
How long were you over here for?
Only a few months. I probably played half a dozen games.
Right.
Yeah.
Will you get a chance to go back to Ayr?
Not this turn. No. Well, it's a quick turnaround. 4 weeks in a row. So yeah.
You got people that you kind of kept in touch with from that time?
I get the odd message from a couple of the club battlers that sort of remind me they think they sort of made my career really. I'll tell you what, the Guinness flowed and we had some great times, but no one of note that I can mention that going to get any stardom out of it. Sorry. Yeah.
I suppose when you were there as a 19-year-old, you probably wouldn't have envisaged coming back as head coach of the All Blacks, would you?
No, not at all. I think that's the gift of rugby, isn't it? It's a true international game when you come to places like this and you meet some great people and experience it. And look, I always wanted to represent my country, and I've just reinforced it being over here and coming up to a couple of games and watching them at Murrayfield, and I thought, I'd like to come back here one day. So,
A few guys in the squad who have connections to Scotland. Finlay obviously born here.
yeah.
Just get a sense from them that there's a bit, that adds a bit more to it this week.
Yeah. Also, there's a lot of heritage, isn't it, in New Zealand? It finds all the way back. We've just got the Perthshire. That's where the other part of the family come from. So it's just the connection piece for us. But all of us have got a little connection, or a lot of us have got a connection in here. So there's a lot of Kiwis that have come over to connect with their heritage, and it's a nice touch.
You also had a great result on the weekend. It was with that last quarter,
Yeah.
a bit more what you were hoping to achieve in terms of attack, especially.
Yeah, look, I think I was just talking to TJ. We showed a lot of good attack, but actually finishing those opportunities has been a real focus for us. Would love to have got their last try as well, just to show the amount of passes and connection. Like we're here to play some footy and play fearless, and just got to finish a couple more opportunities, which we did. Well, we just got to start better, don't we? Especially in when you play test footy, you don't want to be playing any catch up, and we did. We found a way. We had a great bench, and they came on and they made a really good impact. But it was parts of the game that we definitely need to tidy up, but we were really pleased with how we finished.
What's the plan, Scott, for Saturday without giving too much away? Gregor talked on Saturday about he maybe expects you to make quite a few changes from the team that played in Chicago. Is that in your mind, or given the nature of the game, the last couple of games have been so close, do you feel like you need to maybe go as strong as you can again?
Oh, look, you pick a team, a fully respectful team to beat the Scottish team. Like I said, they're a quality team. We understand that, and we know their strengths, and they'll know ours. But we'll pick the strongest team we think for a really physical test match.
Where do you see Scotland's main strengths?
Well, obviously, they've got a pretty handy back line, haven't they? They've got a couple of really good Jack Lizek put the head on the ball, and a couple of good operators in the line out, and so they've got a really good balance in the squad, and they're spread around a couple of teams. Also, playing in the Premiership and stuff. It's a highly experienced team and high cohesion, and really motivated. So big weekend.
I just asked about Tom Jordan, who's come over
Yeah.
to Scotland as a young man, and so to yourself, went to Ayr and did really well at Ayr, and was settled over here, is now obviously a kind of part of the Scotland side. Is he someone you were aware of in New Zealand, or is he just kind of almost like a late developer over here?
Not personally. I heard on the commentary when they said he plays for Ayr, and I was, as a Kiwi, I thought, okay, there's obviously a great connection, but sometimes you hit a few in the Irish team, you've got them in the Scottish team, and you sometimes getting away and getting the opportunity, it brings the best out of you. You get away from all the comforts and take opportunities, and he's obviously done that. He's a hell of a player, and he's done extremely well. I'm pleased for him.
It's just obviously a lot of talk about the tour as a whole, and there's been a lot of marketing around, what 4 games would mean. But how important is it? What are you talking about? The need to just sort of take this, very much one game at a time.
Yeah, I'm right here, TJ, thinking about this game here, and name a team tomorrow, and it's pretty important we get that right and have a really, really good week and fully respect the opponents in front of you. We've learned this year about consistency and repeating things, not just repeating, getting better, and that's been our focus, especially for this week.